Welcome to Curious Life of a Child-Free Woman, a podcast celebrating unexpected choices, honest conversations, and the infinite possibilities of a happy, child-free life. Hello and welcome. My name is Emily Paulsen, and I am your host for this show, which is really all about redefining personal fulfillment. Whether you are child-free by choice, by circumstance, maybe you're still navigating that chapter of your life, or you're a parent who is seeking a space where kids are not the center of the conversation, you are welcome here. This is not about comparison, it's about possibility. What makes me think the world needs one more podcast? That is a great question. And honestly, it took me over a year from having this idea to having the confidence to bring this idea to life. But ultimately, I cannot stop thinking about this as a child free person. I have been craving this type of conversation and community. And I've decided to take a risk and put it out there. When we decide not to have children, we open a space within ourselves and within our lifestyle that's typically reserved for raising kids. It is a beautiful and exciting space, but it is also rarely modeled in society and even in our personal circles. When I think about the environment I grew up in, the shows I was watching, the movie characters we have today, influencers, business icons, etc., we have so few examples of happy, admirable, cool women who are living a child free life. And when I think about my own future and I get really granular about what the next decade or the next 5 decades are going to look like, I don't know. I see a lot of white space in what my life will look and feel like from day to day, month to month, year to year. And I'm not creating this podcast because I think we have to have all of that figured out. I certainly don't. There's so much beauty in the not knowing. But I also want to be intentional about my life. And I want to be able to look back and feel not that I just achieved things, but that I really got to know myself and was able to make a positive impact on the people who I had the privilege of knowing. So I've been thinking about this for years and I've just become obsessed with this idea. What if we use that space? What if we fill that physical, mental, and emotional freedom that we have with learning about the world, but also learning about ourselves? As an extrovert who prefers to do pretty much everything with other people, I thought maybe there are others out there who are interested in this curiosity driven lifestyle as well. And I think it could be really fun to do this in an environment where we can learn and explore and uplift each other together. That is what this podcast is really all about. So, let me tell you what you can expect from these episodes moving forward. Every week, I will be having a conversation with somebody who knows a lot more than I do about some of these curiosity inducing topics, things that I think we collectively want to know about, from sustainability to sexuality, health, wellness, longevity, finances, style, really what it's like to be an open, free thinking person in our current world today. I cannot believe the caliber of guests that I have been able to get to say yes. I am grateful and I am so, so excited to share these really innovative and interesting conversations with you. Equally important to telling you what this podcast is, I want to tell you what it's not. This is not a place for me to publicly justify my choices. It's not a vent session. It's not an aggressive defense of a child free lifestyle. And it is certainly not me trying to convince anybody of anything. The whole point is to create a safe space where we can celebrate our individuality, whether it goes against societal norms or not, and embrace the curiosity that led us to be these amazing free thinkers in the first place. If you are interested in a kind, uplifting community that is thinking about some new definitions for success, happiness, meaning, and really discussing the highs and lows of the world around us today, I made this podcast for you and for me. Thank you for listening to episode 0. If this feels like it might be your vibe, please subscribe to The Curious Life of a Child-Free Woman wherever you love listening to podcasts. And if you want the real behind the scenes look at how I'm trying to learn to build this from scratch, follow on Instagram at Curious Life of a Child-Free Woman and subscribe to our email list at CuriousLifeOfAChildFreeWoman.com. I promise I will work hard to make everything you find here feel like a meaningful addition to your day. I take your time and your trust so seriously. I'm so grateful that you found me. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for listening. And cheers to you for building a beautiful, bold, curious life on your terms. Thank you for listening to Curious Life of a Child-Free Woman. I did not really get this until I became a podcast host, but if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate, and consider taking 2 minutes to leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Turns out, it really does make a difference. You can become a Curious Life insider at CuriousLifeOfAChildFreeWoman.com. Follow us on Instagram at Curious Life of a Child-Free Woman, and feel free to share this episode with a curious friend. Friendship is everything to me, so every recommendation really means the world. Until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and know that you'll never walk the child-free journey alone.